Alright guys, welcome back to another video. I do apologize for not posting in a while. Things have been a little bit, hectic for me. But anyways, in this video we're going to change the O2 sensor, we're going to change some spark plugs, and we're going to change the distributor wires in the vehicle. If you're new around here and you do enjoy the videos thus far, don't forget to subscribe, drop a comment down below what you think of the whole page, the whole content and all of that. And if you have any ideas as well as what I could do to this vehicle or things I could do better video wise, leave a comment down below and let me know what's what. So let's get into it guys and start the repair. So as you're seeing, we already have the car jacked up. It's on jack stands, and right now we're going to go underneath the vehicle and replace the old O2 sensor with the new one. I will be showing you guys a comparison between old and the new parts, just so that you guys can have an understanding of why I'm going to repair or replace most of these components. The O2 sensor, I do believe that it got damaged some way somehow. Not just the cable but the sensor itself, and possibly the sensor itself got damaged because of the damage to the cable, but it's not reading properly. It's reading within normal operating parameters for the vehicle in terms of lean, normal and rich, and right now it's definitely running rich. So we're going to change it out with a new one. And another thing that's contributing to that O2 sensor issue is the flex pipe leak that is on the car. The flex pipe, the way this car is set up, you have the header, which is then connected to the exhaust, and the exhaust has a flex pipe right before the O2 sensor. I don't know why they did it like that. I believe that the O2 sensor should be before the flex pipe, but in this car the flex pipe is right in front of the O2 sensor, and the flex pipe is leaking, so the O2 sensor is not getting the full exhaust readings as it should, so that the air fuel ratio is done properly. So here we're taking out the new sensor. I will be showing you guys what it looks like. I had to ensure that it matches with what I have on the car already. As you can see there's the new O2 sensor. And right now I'm just gonna go up underneath the car and remove the old one. I would show you what this looks like underneath the car, but at this time of recording it's basically done in the evening when the sun basically went down, and I'm kind of in a rush to get this done. This is probably one of the simplest things I'll ever do on the car. So yeah, using the O2 sensor socket, we removed it. You can see it here. It's so old. I don't even know how long this has been on the car for. This is probably the original O2 sensor, and as you can see, the damage to the cable that I ended up repairing so that the sensor could read somewhat properly and doesn't throw a code. But we're gonna get rid of it. I'm gonna show you the comparison between it and the new one. And the very first thing I did notice between the old one and the new one is, one, the holes on the sensor itself are way bigger, and the cable on the new sensor is way longer. I had to secure it with some electrical tape up underneath the car when I plugged it in, just so that the cable doesn't touch the exhaust when the car is running. So we're gonna disconnect the battery as well, just to help in clearing any old data and information from the old O2 sensor right before we replace the new one. And you don't have to do this, but I'm just doing it because I want to. So right here, we're opening the car, putting the new sensor in. Like I said, I would show you guys what this looks like, but it's really dark and tight up underneath there. So now that we are finished with the O2 sensor, we're going to remove the old spark plugs from the engine. I'm going to show you what they look like compared to the new one. and as you can see, it's basically night when I'm working on this car. So like I said, I was in a rush when I'm doing this. Alright, so here's the old spark plug. This is number 4. I did notice that the tips between the old spark plug and the new ones are different. But I'm really not sure if that assisted in how the vehicle ran. But I can say, after doing these replacements with the auto center, the spark plugs, and the distributor wires, the car did run way better. I won't lie, when it comes down to that, the car did run way better. And here's like 3 of the spark plugs together. Not sure how long they were in the car for. And here's the new one on the left with this tiny spark tip compared to the one on the right, the old one with the broad tip. That also has that can also affect how your car runs, how it ignites the fuel. So you'll notice that some vehicles prefer the fatter tip and some prefer the finer tip. You have to be careful with that, because not all engines like how the spark comes off of certain spark plugs. But mine, no issue. So right here we're just putting in the new spark plugs. And I did run into an issue while putting in the spark plugs. For some strange reason, they wouldn't stay in the socket. So a little trick that I found out was just put a little masking tape inside the socket. It will help to keep the spark plug snug in the socket, so that when you put it down into the cylinder, it doesn't fall out of the socket, and you can hand tighten it from there. You don't necessarily need to put 2 masking tape, 2 pieces of masking tape in the socket, but I did it. I found out that one was just sufficient enough in order to hold the spark plug in the socket. But I did that and installed all of them, tightened them down. I don't go by torque specs really. I just use like finger, hand, and arm tightness when it comes down to certain things on the car. The spark plugs don't need to be that tight, so I basically use finger strength to tighten them, and that's basically just turning until I can't turn anymore with my fingers. These are the new distributor wires that we're going to put in. I will show you how bad the original ones are, and once again I can't see if the originals are the bone stock originals that came with the car, which I doubt, because this engine is not the original engine that came with this vehicle. These vehicles, I believe, come with the F20B or the H22. I believe it's the F20, if I'm not mistaken. The F20 Honda engine, which is a 2-liter engine, and this one is the F23A, which is a 2.3-liter engine. Bigger engine, more torque and stuff. And I'm not sure if when they replaced it, they just replaced they carried over the old engine components onto this engine, because this engine is basically a 1-to-1 with the F20. It's just the displacement is different. But this is the old distributor wire, and yeah, as you can see, it's in horrible, and I mean horrible shape. I don't know how I went to St. Elizabeth and back, Ochi and back, Portland and back. I really don't know how I did it on these wires. But anyways, we decided to replace them, and the car definitely operated way better. So here's a comparison between the old and the new. And some of these spark plug caps, they didn't have that bulge that you see on the new one and the old one. So I'm not even really sure if there was like a proper seal when it comes down to the plug and the spark plugs. And some of them were even damaged around the valve cover seal area. Either it was split, or it was wobbling, or it was melted. This car seems to have run hot at some point. But anyways, we change them off, and the way we do it is just take off one of the old wires and one at a time, and then replace it with a new wire. So one old wire, one new wire, just so that the firing order doesn't get mixed up. And this one was probably the worst one out of all of them. Another thing that I'm thinking of is that I could make long form videos on things that take forever to do on the car, and short form videos on simple things on the car. But I'll see how that goes. I really need to start making a lot more short form content than the long form content, but we see how that goes. What I'm about to do here, I just reconnected the negative terminal on the battery. I'm just gonna start it up to see if everything is working as it should. There's no check engine light, no misfires or anything like that. And I must say, this car sounds nice after doing this. And that cold air intake is so loud, and that gurgle that you're hearing from the engine is the exhaust leak from the flex pipe that I mentioned earlier. And we definitely will fix that. There are a few things on this car that needs to be welded, so we will definitely have that sorted out. And here's me giving the okay to let you guys know that everything is working as it should. But yeah, the car is definitely running a whole lot better. I still have a ton of work to do, and these are the old distributor cap wires. I still have them in the back of the car, and I really need to throw them away. So yeah, I might just do that tonight or first thing tomorrow morning. Just absolutely throw them away. Yeah, but this is basically the end of the video, guys. I do appreciate you guys for being here through this little repair. I do have some stuff planned for the vehicle in the near future. Don't know when I'm gonna get them done, but I'm trying to see how best I can do stuff on the car, what needs to be done from what doesn't need to be done right away, and then we'll take it from here. Damn, this car warmed up and idled down so much better. From inside the car, you can't really tell that the car is on. Sometimes it gets so quiet that I don't even think the car is running. And here is me just giving a little rev just to put a little pressure on it. But anyways, guys, end of the video. Later.